So we've been here since almost the day the Speedway was built, and we operate every day here with our stock cars. We've been looking for ways over the last couple of years to see what else we can do here. What can we bring to Walt Disney World that we don't have now? And we decided that driving exotic cars was a great idea on this facility. In order to do that, we had to do a number of things. One was we had to go out and buy about $1.5 million worth of cars that you guys are going to get to enjoy today. The other thing is we had to build a different type of race course. The course that you're going to see today isn't the oval, although it's going to incorporate one portion of the oval, but it really has a Formula One street course design, look and feel to it. So hopefully you guys will get to enjoy that today, and we'll drive these beautiful cars semi-aggressively through those turns for us. But we've got a number of people, special guests here today to help you through this experience. The first one that I'm going to introduce to you right now is Mr. Mike Bartelli. He's the Chief Marketing Officer for Petty Holdings, and he's going to say a few words.
Thank you, Bill. Let me add my welcome and thanks to all you guys for being here. As Bill mentioned, and we've been here for more than 15 years operating the stock car business, and we've had the good fortune to have a great relationship with area and regional media with Richard Petty Driving Experience. So we thought when we sort of had the exotic driving experience plan in place, and we identified when we were going to open it, and we're open to the public on the 16th, on Monday, we thought it'd be really important to get you all here and give you guys sort of the first look at it. So thank you for coming. A couple of things. First, I'd like to point out Jessica Inman, who's in the back of the room, who most, if not all of you, would have RSVP'd to, relative to getting, there's a press kit that is available for each of you to take back with you. Questions can be directed to Jessica, can be directed to myself, and there's particular areas we're going to invite you to talk with Rick Fedrizzi, who is at the back of the room there. Rick's our President and Chief Operating Officer. Rick is really the architect of this program. He really is the course designer. He took the lead on car selection and so forth. And Rick's been with the company for almost its entire existence, almost 20 years on the stock car side. And we're all very, very excited to sort of be getting into this exotics business as well. We've put about 250,000 people in stock cars here at Disney alone. So obviously very popular activity, been a very healthy business for us, but we also knew that stock cars weren't for everybody. And from what we've already seen, heard, the feedback we've got, we're pretty sure we're onto something here. So have a great day today, have fun. Next up is a friend of ours, Christian Fittipaldi. Christian has been a friend, partner to the Petty organization for many years. Christian, as you may know, is he's got a pretty impressive track record in the world of racing. He's one of just a handful of guys who have raced professionally in NASCAR, Formula One, and IndyCar. And a couple other names that you may have heard of, Mario Andretti and Juan Pablo Montoya are the only other guys in modern times that have done the same. So Christian helped us with the course design. You're going to see Christian in the video here, and again, he's been a huge help to us, and he's going to be available for questions as well, and he's probably going to give a few rides to some lucky people too. So with that, please welcome Christian Fittipaldi.
Good morning, everyone. I guess everyone's pretty excited to be here like I am. Petty came up with this new project, which is really unique, and it gives you the opportunity of being able to run a high-performance car, something which you pretty much don't experience every day when you're running your regular car, either going to work or going to enjoy yourself or going out to have dinner. These cars have between 400 horsepower and 600 horsepower. They are really different, probably compared to what you guys normally run out there. 0 to 60 miles an hour, they run in probably just over 3 seconds, 3 seconds and a half. And their steering characteristics are a lot quicker, a lot more geared towards a real race car than what you're used to out there. So having said that, I'm pretty sure that everyone is gonna enjoy their ride, And the unique thing about this project, something that Petty was able to do, is give you the opportunity to try these cars on a real racetrack. If we were to go through the whole process of just renting a racetrack, and let's not talk about how would we get these cars and going to the racetrack and having to spend a lot more money than actually what you spend over here. Like the starting price tag over here for you to enjoy yourself, what is it, $199 for you to do 6 laps around a race course in a exotic car. I think it's very competitive. So having said that, enjoy your day here today, and now I'm going to pass the word on to Gary. Gary is going to be your driver coach, and I'm pretty sure that he's going to be able to answer all the questions and go through the whole program thoroughly. Thanks.
Yeah, I'd just like to emphasize one point too that Christian mentioned, is the accessibility of price of this program. You know, when we looked at this business, there were other companies out there who were putting together exotic car programs, but really they were, I'll call them, you know, champagne and caviar type experiences where you're spending thousands of dollars to drive these cars. The great thing about this program is, just like, you know, we did in the stock car program 17, 18 years ago, and bringing, you know, stock car driving to the public with an accessible price and making it easy, we've done the same thing with the exotics. You know, you can drive a Porsche 997S on this course, 6 laps, $199, a couple of hours. You know, for a Ferrari 458 Italia, one of the greatest sports cars in the world, it's $389. You know, so it's very accessible, and it's something that we think is going to be very popular here at Walt Disney.
All right, thank you guys. Well, like Christian said, my name is Gary. I'm actually the head driving instructor for the Walt Disney World Speedway. Along with me today is Mr. Dave Williams. He's the operations manager. He's going to help assist me through the instruction process. Rather than me doing a bunch of talking, let's talk about the stars today. Are you guys excited to be here? Yeah. That's what I thought. A little more enthusiasm than 8 o'clock class. That's good. Well, guys, first thing we want to do is talk about the cars, and for this, I'm going to turn it over to Dave Williams.
The stars are indeed the cars. Like Bill said, we spent over $1 million putting together this unbelievable lineup of cars. We actually have 6 of them here. They're laying right out here on pit road. So let me just talk about some of the cars that you guys are going to be driving today. We're starting off with the Porsche 997S. That's a sticker price of just under $100,000. Goes 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds. That's pretty quick. Keep in mind, this thing has a 6-cylinder engine in it. Typically when you think 6-cylinder engine, you think it's not very fast. Guess what? This thing's pretty quick. It's very quick. It handles unbelievably. So it has about 385 horsepower coming out of that 6-cylinder engine. So it's an unbelievable car. Next up, we have the Audi R8. There are a couple versions of the Audi R8. There's an 8-cylinder model and there's a 10-cylinder. We have the 10-cylinder. It's very quick. A lot of people don't realize about this car, all the same parts and pieces that you see in the Lamborghinis in this car, okay? Suggested retail price, $150,000, 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds. This car puts out 525 horsepower. It's a great piece. Then the Lamborghini Gallardo 560-4. The -4 means all-wheel drive. 562 horsepower to be exact. Suggested retail price, $220,000. It goes 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds. Unbelievable quickness. And then kind of its big brother, the Gallardo's big brother, the Lamborghini Superleggera. Now the Superleggera means super light. It's very similar to the Gallardo, except a lot of the parts and pieces in it are just a little bit lighter than the other car. There's a lot of carbon fiber. The wheels are a little bit lighter. It's about 350 pounds lighter than the yellow Gallardo that you just saw. But it puts out 570 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds. You can buy that for about $243,000. And then the granddaddy, the Mac Daddy cars that we have out there. We actually have 2 of them. The Italia 458 built by Ferrari. We have a red one and a black one. Manufacturer's retail price, just under $300,000. So we have a local dealer here in Ferrari. Just go pick one up. It's on the other side of town. I'm sure many of you can afford that, right? Gary's thinking about buying one as well. So you can go 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds, 570 horsepower. Pretty fast car. It's unbelievable. That is kind of our crown jewel. So no matter which car you get to drive today, they're all unbelievable handling cars. They're very quick, and we're going to let you go out there and check them out in just a few minutes. So I'm going to turn it back over to Gary. He's going to talk about the course and some of the instructions, teach you how to.
Is there any difference in your experience if you choose the automatic as opposed to doing the shifting?
You actually get to feel a little bit more power, and it's a little bit more fun with the shifting. One thing that's beautiful and that is great about these cars is because they are paddle shifting, there is no clutch pedal at all. All right. So as you start to go through the upshifts, as your foot is on the gas pedal, you don't have to. In a normal street car that you have to use a clutch on, you have to get off the gas, push the clutch, shift, off the clutch, back in the gas. That's not the same as these cars here. These cars here, you can get on the gas, and while you're in the gas, you can make the shifts while you're still in the gas pedal. You don't have to lift off the gas, so it's not confusing at all. We encourage people to try to use the paddle shifting because it is a lot of fun feeling that power at your fingertips. But again, there's not a ton of difference as far as the car. The car technology is very, very smart. It will make the shifts at maximum RPM, and the car can actually sense, based on how much throttle you're giving it, to make the upshifts at the maximum performance. If you're out there just easy on the throttle, it'll make the shifts early. If you're out there really hard on the throttle, it'll make the RPM shift a lot higher. So there is a little bit of difference. I would definitely try to recommend doing it through the paddles if you can. Like I said, it's a lot of fun, and again, without having that clutch there, it takes a lot of the simplicity into the course.
And if you want to try it and it's not working out for you, you can switch to automatic while you're out.
While you're out on the course, we can just push the button and it'll switch right into automatic for you. Yep. Any other questions?
These have up to 600 horsepower?
Yes.
My Honda Accord, what horsepower would it be?
You really want me to say out loud? The Honda Accord, probably somewhere in the 100 and maybe 30, maybe 160 if you have the booster model on it.
And how many seconds would it take to get this thing?
Probably from here to Burger King, so no. Most street cars are somewhere in the 8 to 9.5 second range as far as 0 to 60. If you get a performance car like a long time ago, I had a Pontiac Grand Prix Supercharged. I thought that car was amazingly quick. 0 to 60 on that car was 6.7. A lot of these are 3.2, 3.4. So that's double that. So again, 0 to 60 times is absolutely amazing on these cars. And again, we don't want to experience that from a dead stop. We want to, let's make that very clear. We want to feel the power and acceleration from these cars as you come off turn 2. So you're probably already running 60 miles an hour when you get to feel that power. But believe it or not, at 60 miles an hour, if you push that throttle down, it will still throw you back in the seat at 60 miles an hour. There is a lot of power to these cars. Right?
I'm sure your Honda handled almost as good as these.
Yeah, pretty close. Any other questions? Yes.
One last question.
Okay.
What speed, like average speed, do people generally?
You know, and that's one amazing thing about this course is we don't really focus on speed as much as technique and just the thrill of driving these cars. We've seen speeds everywhere, and this is, I'm not making this up. We've seen speeds everywhere from 50 miles an hour up to about 100, 110, 120. So again, the speed on the course is really going to vary based on your comfort level and how well you're doing on the course. So don't really focus on speed as much. Again, that's why we covered up the speedometer. We don't want people looking at the speedometer. Next thing you know, you fly through the braking zone. So that's why we cover the speedometers. We want you focusing on the technique, because if the technique is there, the speeds will come with technique. So that's why I said take a slow approach. If you try going too fast through the interior section and you start missing apex and turn-in cones, then you get so out of line that you can't carry any speed. So it's better to focus on the technique and the driving line so that the speeds can increase as the program goes. Yes, ma'am?
Do you have a way to look at lap times or anything afterward?
You're one step ahead of me. Yes, we do. Every one of these cars, and actually that's why you all are wearing that wristband with that flash drive. What that flash drive is for, it is for our instant video. The way our instant video system works is as you get inside the car, you are going to hand your gig stick off to your instructor. He's going to plug that into an OC pad. Once that starts plugs in, we are actually going to be able to videotape your experience on 2 camera angles. One camera faces out the front window so that we see everything your car was facing, and then the other camera's facing back on the interior section of the car, like you see in this video here. So you have one view out the front, one view back on you and your instructor in the right-hand seat, and there's also a microphone in the car. Watch your language. That's your one disclaimer. Now, one cool thing about this video system, this is not just a video system. This is video and data acquisition. So what we can actually pull from this right here is not just your in-car video. We can pull engine RPMs, miles per hour, your individual lap times. In fact, I can show you right here. If you go up here to this little corner here and maximize this window, it'll actually show you your lap times. Now, what we'd like to see in a perfect world is we'd like to see these lap times in seconds come down. By that coming down, your speeds are going up, and that's what we want to see. We don't want to see the speeds going all over. So what we want to see is a nice progressive approach to the course so that every lap gets a little faster and a little faster and a little faster. One neat thing about this is not only does it have the data acquisition, but if you play it in real time, it'll actually show you where you're at by having this stream here. And this one here is actually in miles per hour based on the data acquisition. Now, there's a bunch of other things over here, RPMs, throttle position, braking position, lateral G-forces. So there's a lot of other tabs that you can click over here. It just gets really confusing because there's about 19 different graphs that come up here. But it's really neat that you can actually watch your in-car section with your outside along with the data technology. And it's really a neat system. So what I encourage every single person to do is before you leave today, we're actually going to have, as you get out of the car, we're actually going to hang on to that gig stick from you. And if you want, we highly encourage you to step over to our video system area, which is at the end of the checkout counter. There's 2 TV screens, and we can actually show you your video, and you'll be able to see that. Now, one other thing that we are also going to take of you is we're going to take an in-car picture. So as each of you get in the car to drive, we're going to have you lean your head out the window just a little bit, give us a thumbs up, and we'll get a picture of you while you're actually getting ready to take off in that car. So it turns out to be a great photo. You'll be able to check that out at the checkout counter as well. All right. A couple things I see. Yes, ma'am.
Is this something you can download at home? And
This
do
is
that?
actually something that you are able to purchase here. You can purchase it 2 different ways. The first way we offer the program is through a CD. We actually take all that information, we burn it onto a CD, and that is $89. The other way we can offer it to you is actually on a USB stick. And when we offer it to you on a USB stick, it's $10 more, but that's when you're able to actually access all of this information here, and you can actually check out all the different graphs. And that is available instantly. That is an instant video. So from the time you get out of the car, about as quick as you can get back in here, and we can show it to you on a computer, we can hand it to you the same day. So it's a great system that we've got.
So for those of us doing story on this deal,
Yes.
so when we tell people that they can come down and drive cars for between $199 and $399,
$389.
$389, if they want the CD of their experience, that's an extra $90.
Extra $90 on top of the program.
Right,
It is
okay,
not
I wanna make
included.
sure- oh,
Yep,
that's
it's
not included in the price, okay.
No.
Is the photo included though?
The photo is not included in the price either. Yep.
How much is that?
What do we do on the photo?
I think we have a photo folder is $17.50, I think, and then the photo plaque is $39.
39? Okay.
And then 69 for the bigger plaque.
Which isn't actually even available yet.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
It will be.
That's why those guys are in the back. They make the decisions. So you guys have any other questions? All right, very good. Now a couple things. I see we have some ladies out there. One thing, I don't know if anyone has high heels on, but it is a lot easier to drive these cars in tennis shoes or sneakers. So if you have high heels on, we do have some shoes for you to wear over here. One nice thing about this program, I know you said earlier, you mentioned you had done the stock car program. One of the most amazing things about this program here is you don't have to wear a driving suit. So in the summertime, you don't have to be hot and sweaty. Also, the cars have air conditioning. We just crank that sucker down a little bit more. So it's going to be a great program to offer pretty much year-round. All right, what we're going to do now, because we have such a big group here, to make it fair for everybody so that we don't sit there and just point, okay, you can go in this car, you can go in this car. We are going to do a lottery drawing. The way this is going to work inside this helmet, we have little cards. On the bottom of the card, it'll say which car you're driving, and at the top right-hand corner, it'll have a number. That way you know which car you're going to be in and which number you're going to be in that car. So if you draw this particular car, it's Audi number 3, you're going to be in the Audi, the 3rd person to drive that car. We figured it's the only fair way to give a big group like this a fair opportunity to draw the cars. So what we're going to do is Dave's going to walk by, you're going to draw a card, and then you're going to hang on to it. Bill will be right behind him to give you a lanyard. Put that together, put it around your neck, and then when we call for you, just keep looking down at your lanyard so that we know which number you are in the order.
And just to be clear, the way that our regular classes will be set up is the retail customers, they will purchase an actual car. So they don't come here and draw, they will actually
I was
sign
gonna
up
say,
for
I was
a
gonna say,
particular car.
because
yes.
there's a variable price.
Yes,
Correct.
Yes, the price.
You're buying the experience you want.
Correct.
Yeah,
And
the
we will
pri-
set up corporate groups this way, and again, since you guys are a large group and we're just trying to keep it organized, we're gonna do a random draw.
Yeah. Generally, the Porsche is $199, the Audi is $269, the Lamborghini Gallardo is $299, the Superleggera is $339, and then the R8s are
And
$389.
you guys will get a press kit that has all that information.
Now, are those prices gonna stay constant? Because it said introductory price on some of them. but-
I believe so. Bill
Yeah.
is actually the one.
Constant
We're
for now.
gonna, you know, right now, we're opening up on, you know, on Monday for our first day. Probably for the next, you know, several months, that'll be the pricing, but we're gonna evaluate it as we go forward, so.
Yeah,
Are all of your
Totally new
names
business
first and
model
last
for
in the
us.
press kit?
I don't know. I'm not sure. We can find out.
What was the question?
Yes, ma'am. Are all of our names first and last in the press kit? I didn't know. I don't think so.
They
No.
are not in the press kit, no, but we can get those to you.
We can get those. Yes, ma'am.
Quick question.
Yeah.
One thing I've been nervous about is that I'm short, and when I'm in a sports car, I can barely see over the dash.
Co-
What car would you recommend for shorter people?
Um,
When they call direct?
When they call direct, we can pretty much accommodate anything. There's
Like
all-
phone book? You
No,
know?
not yet.
Honda
No,
Accord.
we'll get some boosters. Yeah, Honda Accord. We'll get some booster seats for you. No,
Yeah, visibility really isn't a problem in these cars. The bigger problem is not for smaller people, because race car drivers tend to be smaller anyway.
it's the tall.
It's the really tall
Where they
people.
hit their-
The Lamborghinis are a little bit difficult for people my size or taller,
How tall
so,
are you?
I'm 6'1".
Yeah. The most of the cars as like Bill was saying, for the shorter people, it's not a problem. The Porsche, the Audi 99 or the Porsche the Audi R8, and the Lamborghini Gallardo and one of the Ferraris all have power seats, so you can go up and down with the seats, forward and backward. I believe all of these cars have telescoping steering wheels, so they can go in and out as well as up and down on the steering column as well. The one Ferrari and the one Lamborghini Superleggera actually have a manual seat, so it can go forward and backward, but it can't go up and down. So, but we can accommodate that for guests once they get here.
You know,
And there's no set height even on the Lamborghini, you know, because different people are built differently. It just, you know, there are taller people than me that have shorter torsos that they find it easier, so it's really just.
Yeah, we actually have two guys here that work for us, and because like Bill's saying, they're both 6'5", they can drive every car here, but it's it's because of their body style. You know, if you get someone out here that's 6'5" and they have a 30-inch inseam, but from here to here they're they're really tall, it may fit a little bit different. But the nice thing about most of these cars is you can move the seat forward a little bit to kind of cramp their leg a little bit, but then lean the seat back to help. So we can accommodate the seat position to get most people in the cars. Yes.
I'm not gonna drive, I'm just doing for a ride experience.
Okay. Good luck.
Does it matter, does it matter what car I'm in? Does it make?
We're actually going to pick a car for you to drive. It's probably going to determine whichever car is available on pit road at that
That's
time. Rick and Bill and Christian, they'll make sure they get you in a car that's going to fit comfortable.
Yeah, the thrill rides will be right directly after we finish driving.
Yeah, we're going to have to finish all the other driving portion first.
So you have that available as well to the public?
Yes, we are going to offer it, again, not today, but in the future when guests want to come out, we're going to offer a thrill ride. The thrill ride is $99. Again, we will determine the car that is going to be used. It'll be one of the 6 cars that we have. Again, it's also going to be based on availability. If every single time slot is booked on the Porsche or the Audi, we'll have to just go whatever car's next in line to figure out which car we're going to be using for the ride. So it could change day by day based on the price. That's why we don't have a set. In time, we're actually looking at getting a permanent ride car where we're going to have a permanent thrill ride car to do the rides in. But at this time now, it's going to be one of the 6 that we have out here.
Is that still gonna be 6 laps?
The thrill ride is a 3-lap program. 3 laps for $99. The age restriction does come down a little bit on the thrill ride portion. It's only 14 to do the thrill ride, whereas to drive you have to be 18.
And the photos and videos are available for the thrill rides as well.
Of course.
Of course.
Got to.
You kidding me?
Yeah.
Has Richard
Ching.
tried this out yet?
What's that?
Has Richard tried this out yet?
I don't. Not here at this location.
We won't
We,
let Richard in these cars, actually.
Richard drives a Mini Cooper. He really does.
Yes, sir. You had a question?
We mentioned height. What about larger people? Is there a weight limit?
There's not really a weight limit. Again, it's all going to be based on flexibility and size, dimensions,
Weight distribution.
weight distribution. You know, if you get a football player out here who's very nimble, who's 400 pounds, but he's very nimble and can bend and move to get in the cars. If you get someone out here that just had back surgery or hip surgery and they can't move their leg, that's when you're going to run into more of a problem. Is if someone's not flexible.
It's
in
easier
that
to get them
situation.
in these cars than it is to get them through the window of a stock car.
That is very true. We did find that out. We have found that out.
Are you planning to have a special for Florida residents, like special promotion?
Right now, we don't. We're not, you know, since we're just opening up, we're not doing any discounting, but, you know, that's something that we may look at for the future.
Yes, ma'am.
Are these the exact same cars that you would go and buy, or have you altered them, modified them?
Every single one of these is stock. I mean, it's the way you would buy it right off the Lamborghini Ferrari showroom floor, with the exception of the variable throttle control that we've added to these cars. And again, like I said, when you get in the car to go off down pit road, you'll get the opportunity to feel that variable throttle control right from the start. You're going to go, this is 600 horsepower? I got this all day. Well, that's actually about 150. Like a Honda. So you'll be very accustomed to the very start.
If
Yes.
you're running over there to buy a couple, we'll be right behind you.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
point that
Just
out.
besides the driving license, is there anything else that the public must bring whenever they come on Monday to drive one of the cars, or is there any medical condition that they should be aware of?
They're gonna have to fill out a medical waiver here, and that's more just for our EMTs. We have on-site EMTs and paramedics every single day here, and that's not only for our program. We've always done it for the stock car program, and that's mainly if we see on there that someone has high blood pressure or something like that. Not so much with these cars because they have the AC and you don't have a tendency to get worked up. But in the stock car program, we do take a look at that real quick. If we see someone that has high blood pressure, our EMTs are always on standby to take someone's blood pressure right before they get in the car just to make sure. So we do have that information, and we'd like to get that information here. And then that just helps us out, again, if something should happen. But again, no.
Driver's license, that's all.
That's it.
That's it, driver's license. No
And a credit card. Yes.
And a credit card with an open limit. Yeah.
We prefer closed-toed shoes, but we do have some here you can borrow.
Can you explain the $35 waiver that I know that people?
Yeah, basically, you know, that's something that everybody pays, and it covers your credential. It also basically is our agreement that if something happens on the track, we're not asking for your car insurance. You know, some places when you do these programs, they actually want you to provide your insurance. So what we do is, you know, for that $35, you know, we provide that if something happens on the track, it's going to be on us, not on you.
And the insurance is not cheap on these cars.
Yes. Are you going to be doing all the maintenance on the cars here, or are you going to have to take them to the dealers to?
We are going to do some of the maintenance here. Some of the stuff like brake changes and some of the more simple stuff we can do here, mounting and dismounting tires. But a lot of the stuff requires special tools. These manufacturers, when they build these cars, they build them with special bolts and nuts so that there's only a certain tool that gets them off. And so a lot of the maintenance stuff, we will have to take it to a dealership. One, to make sure it's done right, but two, more than anything, to keep it under warranty. Every one of these cars is currently under warranty, and that's why we're keeping them that way. And again, so we're actually working with the dealers, and we're letting them know, hey, this is what we're going to be doing. Will that void the warranty? No. This is what we'd like to do. Will that void the warranty? Yes, it needs to come here. Okay, no problem. We're not. So we're working very well. Like Bill was here talking yesterday. The gentleman John, who we purchased the Lamborghinis from, he was here yesterday, and like he was saying, they've been very cooperative. We've let them know right from the get-go what our intentions are for the cars. And you know, it's not like going to a rental car place and saying, I want the Corvette for the day. What are you going to do with it? Run the heck out of it. You're going to need to put tires on it at the end of the day. You know, we're up front with these guys right from the start saying, hey, this is what we're planning on doing with these cars. Are you willing to help and work with us? So we've been getting a lot of support from the dealers back. Anybody else? Did I get through that okay?